Conflicts occur between barbarism and barbarism and between barbarism and civilization. Xiefeng. March 23, 2021. Conflicts will occur between barbarism and barbarism and between barbarism and civilization, but no conflicts will occur between civilization and civilization. If we see two people, two tribes, two ethnic groups or two countries fighting, there is no doubt that either both are barbaric, or one is barbaric and the other is civilized, but there will never be a conflict between two civilizations. If the fight between the two parties is extremely brutal, it must be a conflict between two groups of barbarians. If the fighting between the two parties is not so cruel and sometimes a compromise is made, and occasionally there is a truce, but overall, the fighting always continues, it must be a conflict between barbarism and civilization. Where there is conflict, there must be barbarism. The so-called barbarian is not keeping promises, not following rules, not fulfilling a contract, always wanting to take advantage of the other party, always wanting to control the other party, and always wanting to take the other party's possessions as his own. If there was a conflict between two people, and each believed that he was right, but in terms of the nature of the conflict, either the two people were both barbarians, or one of them must be a barbarian, it is impossible for both of them to be civilized. From this we can draw the conclusion that those who often clash with other people must be barbarians and are definitely not civilized people. Generally speaking, it is the barbarian who acts unjustly and forcefully in a conflict. The more one is good at compromising and self-reflecting, the more civilized they must be. There is a special phenomenon that when two or more barbarians encounter civilization, in order to deal with civilization together, the barbarians will temporarily unite and confront the civilization as allies. At this time, there will be peace between the two barbarians. They will not be in conflict with each other. But when their common enemy disappears, the temporary peace between the two barbarians will be broken, and mutual conflict will definitely occur between them again. This fact is determined by the nature of barbarism. Confucius should retire. Zufeng. December 30, 2014. Confucius is most worthy of respect as a Chinese national thinker and moral leader. His educational theories are especially praiseworthy. However, it would be more of a disaster than a blessing for China to continue regarding him as a saint and promoting him as such to the outside world. First of all, Confucius understood benevolence, righteousness, courtesy, wisdom, and credibility, and to be gentle, benign, modest, thrifty, and courteous, but he had no regard for Tao. That is to say, Confucius focused only on the branches and leaves, but attached no significance to the roots. However hard he tried, he never strove to reach the faith nor the virtue of being a mortal human. This is why he had regrets, as can be inferred from the Analects of Confucius, Li Ren, namely that having heard Tao in the morning, one may die content in the evening. Confucius never understands Tao, even to his death. Secondly, Confucius despised laborers and regarded them as inferior beings. It was written in the Analects of Confucius, Zi Lu, that his student, Fan Chi once suggested to Confucius that he should learn to plant crops, but Confucius answered him, "I am not as good as the farmers." Once again Fan Chi asked him to learn to grow vegetables, but Confucius again answered him, "I am not as good as vegetable growers." After Fan Chi exited, Confucius denigrated him by saying, "What an inferior person Fan Chi is. Superior people can be courteous but ordinary people will have to revere them, superior people can be righteous but ordinary people will have to obey them, and superior people can be credible but common people will certainly love them. In that way, the common people will always take refuge with their own children, so why would I ever need to or want to do as they do, to plant crops? How can one who looks down upon the laborers bring blessings China?" Worse than that, Confucius was unkind. When Fan Chi asked him for advice, not only did Confucius not facilitate his student earnestly and patiently to his face, but he even belittled his student as being inferior. Does this kind of teacher deserve to be one at all? As he was wrong macroscopically, it would be to no avail, no matter how hard he strove. He was confused macroscopically, but prudent microscopically. With the development of modern society, Confucius needs to retire. Creating and maintaining a green oasis. Xiefeng. July 28, 2023. The 2023 Canadian wildfires are widely known, sparked by drought. If rain nurtured every place constantly, wildfires would cease to exist. This year, even at the headquarters of the Lifechanyuan in Canada, the situation was no different. Drought had turned the 50-acre lawn from green to a dusty yellow, devoid of vitality. However, within 10 meters around the residential and guest buildings, there's a lush green area with blooming flowers, brimming with life. Why? There's no secret, it's just watering the lawn, using sprinklers to moisten it as rain would. Amidst drought and water shortages, the government restricts water usage. At our place, watering the lawn is permitted only between 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Watering the lawn is prohibited between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. So, it's impossible to water the entire 50-acre lawn, only maintaining the greenery around the residential and guest buildings. Watering can create and maintain a green oasis during drought. Likewise, using spirituality can create an idyllic haven amidst restless and despairing hearts. To create a green oasis, plants need water. To maintain it, timely watering is crucial. Every day, in the morning and evening, I timely water the plants, maintaining the greenery. To create an idyllic haven, a spiritual paradise, injecting spirituality and nourishment into people's hearts is essential. To maintain this spiritual paradise, timely spiritual nourishment is imperative. Every day, every month, every year, I timely nurture the spiritual heart of Chanyuan celestials, maintaining a green oasis, the second home on earth. Without water, lawns will lose vitality during drought, becoming lifeless. Without spiritual nourishment, homes will crumble amidst the chaos and fall into silence.